Yes, you read the title of this video correctly. Juuni Taisen. No, not Jujutsu Kaisen. Juuni Taisen. The show where plot armor is completely non-existent.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny Carvel, him, her, him, bodies!
Juuni Taisen is one of those 12 episode anime where you can just sit down and binge it in a day, getting completely immersed in its world and story. The show is like a combination between Fate, Fortnite and Smash Bros. But unlike Fate, we don't know who's going to win. That's right. Normally in these types of shows, there's like a main character, a side character, a rival, or something like that. And you know that the main character is at least going to make it to the top 2. But in Juuni Taisen, there is no main character. Matter of fact, if you have more than 12 seconds of screen time, your chances of survival have already decreased by 86%. It's really on par with a Kamega kill, but that's actually what makes it such a fun and unpredictable show. But this time, before we can get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm supposed to be completing assignments and you know, editing videos, but I was just chilling, working really hard when I saw that arguably the most well-known video game on planet Earth was having some type of 6-year anniversary, so I decided to check it out. Now that brings us to the homies over at Raid who are supporting my video today. For the big Raid 6th anniversary, they are doing a crazy amount of giveaways for new players. Like check this out. After downloading it via my link, you'll get this free $60 birthday package, which includes a free epic hero called Zargala, and on top of that, you can use promo code MONKEYKING and get your hands on Son Wukong. I'm out here gonna be playing as Prime Goku. I don't know why they are giving away so much value for free, but Nintendo should really take some notes. On top of that, there are a bunch of new quality of life upgrades completely changing the game, making everyone wanna come back. And with these new free heroes, I low-key wish I started with them too. Just the speed of being able to advance from the campaign to dungeon to clan bosses to arenas makes it extremely fast-paced, immersive and engaging whilst playing the game. So what are you waiting for? All you have to do to get these rewards is download Raid Shadow Legends through my link in the description for free, or scan my QR code to get your free epic champion Zargala and the exclusive anniversary rewards. Also, alongside Son Wukong, you have the choice of 3 other amazing heroes: Supreme Gallic, Alice the Wonder, and Loki the Deceiver. It was definitely between Loki and Wukong for me. You can only pick one though, so make sure you go down into my description to choose one promo code within the next 24 hours. And hey, if you want to just help and support the channel so I can keep making content like this, make sure to download Raid Shadow Legends. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, let's actually get into the meat and potatoes now. Juuni Taisen is basically a giant battle royale where the 12 contestants are based on the Chinese Zodiac, fighting in this death battle where only one person can be alive, and the person that wins gets granted one wish. This happens every 12 years, and you know, I'm not really tapped in with Chinese mythology, but I did watch the Jackie Chan cartoon when I was a kid, so I'm basically clued up. The first episode starts off with this snow bunny who's the boar, and it's shown that they cleared out the entire city of 500,000 people for their squabble. That's actually insane. Imagine all of New York getting cleared out so that Prime Mike Tyson, Bruce Lee and Genghis Khan can have a battle royale. And wait, hold up, is that Shibuya? Nah, bro, this place really can't catch a break. Didn't Sukuna turn this place into couscous like last year? Anyway, she goes in and she kind of reminds me of Bishimon from Noragami. If you know, you know. Turns out she used to be some type of mercenary working for the 12 Zodiac families, and she's out here moving like Natasha Romanoff. She was kind of born into this messed up world where her and her sister are being nurtured into killing machines. Her father was the one who won the previous Juuni Taisen and nominated his youngest daughter to enter the next Juuni Taisen. Now if that was me, I would have been like, no, I'm so upset that you didn't select me to join a tournament that only has a 1 in 12 survival rate and left you looking like Fujitora from One Piece. Anyways, what's for dinner? But nah, the board took that personally. This FDF level psychopath started using mental warfare on her little sister. First she made her kill a bunch of people, desensitizing her to death, then she kissed her high school crush for no reason, and then continued to damn near hypnotize her into being mentally enslaved to the concept of murder, so much so to the point that even when she was locked away, she killed herself just to feel that high. Yeah, nah, you are evil. This is on par with when Dio turned that woman into a vampire and watched her eat her own baby. Like, damn! She walks into the lobby and we meet some of the other contestants. The ox, the sheep, the chicken, the dog, the tiger, the horse, the monkey, the rat, and then we just see this guy who got smoked before the fighting even begun by the rabbit, who looks like he's in the wrong show. Tokyo Ghoul is not getting a reboot, let it go. The collector over here finally reveals himself and he proceeds to explain the rules of this year's Juuni Taisen. Each contestant has to swallow one of these jewels and you win the Juuni Taisen by killing the other contestants and taking their jewels. Although they cleared out the city, the playing field isn't actually limited to just the city. You're even allowed to flee to another country. That's actually what the previous winner of the Juni Taisen did. If you ask me though, MICKEYMOUSE, because that sounds like a real Mickey way to win the game. The promoters must have agreed with me, because this time the jewels have a slow acting poison that will kill you in 12 hours. So now you're up to date with the law, let the squabble commence. Or so I thought, because the monkey actually tries to create some type of peace treaty to make it so that no one has to die. And I ain't with all that.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always!
Other teams seem to agree because the floor ends up breaking, causing everyone to scatter. The boy comes face to face with Rabbit, and it seems like we got our first matchup. She's been talking real spicy, acting like she's Urza Scarlet, so I'm expecting her to give reverse bunny girl senpai over here the works.
Yo, I just joked the band director. I got a brand new saxophone.
Yeah, GG. The way they gave us the backstory, the lore, the POV, I was sure she was going to make it all the way, just for her to get blitzed within 3 seconds. Turns out the rabbit is a necromancer like Jinwoo, but instead of being able to rise anything that has died, he can only revive things that he has killed himself, and in a free-for-all battle royale, that's pretty OP. But now you understand what I meant by there is no main character. They really built up all this hype just for her to get packed within the same episode. The rat and the monkey decide to stick together because they were initially down for the peaceful plan. It seems like every member of the 12 Zodiac families has their own sort of special ability. We spin over to the dog and he explains that his special ability is actually poison, so he used his poison to create an antidote, allowing him to camp out the rest of the tourney till everyone dies. But that's when he gets pulled up on by Linda from Rio, and she's acting like a slice of life love interest. Genjutsu of that level doesn't work on me. Snow Bunny mind control is getting more and more advanced by the day. These thunder fires might have made me fold back in the day. She says that she wants to team up with him and that her ability allows her to communicate and see everything that birds in the surrounding areas can see. The dog agrees and he feels like he could use her to his advantage. She keeps yapping away, slowly gaining his trust, causing him to drop his guard. They end up spotting the boar, who's now under the control of the rabbit, and decide to ambush her. The dog gives the chicken a strength pot by biting her, which basically matches out all her stats. I thought this duo would actually last beyond one episode just for the chicken to pop the dog's head like bubble wrap, and not gonna lie, you did this to yourself, gang. A green-haired snow bunny dressed like Sexy Red randomly approaches you asking you to team up in a tournament where you only can have one winner, and you thought it was a good idea to let her enjoy the amplifier? Yeah, these rocket mains are really something, bro. Turns out this was actually the chicken's entire plan. Dr. Uma has a couple of words for you. She used to be some type of orphan who lost all her memories after killing her parents who were abusing her for years. She then got adopted by the Miwa family and then got turned into like a killing machine, tasked with taking over entire countries using her birds. She goes to challenge the boar, and on some Itachi timing, she sends 1,000 birds down to the boar, pecking her to death one by one. This is brutal. Imagine going out like this. I'd be sick. We spin over to the ox who's engaged in an ISO with the horse, and alongside the monkey and rabbit, the ox is apparently one of the strongest in the tournament. The horse is out here looking like Rhino from Spider-Man and is blocking, deflecting and weaving all the hits of the ox. He really got 99 defense. The ox gotta have sharpness 10 on that sword though, because he ups the tempo and manages to get some chip damage on the horse, forcing the counter before we cut back over to the chicken who's now face to face with the rat. The rat is really the Shikamaru of the tournament. Bro is out here casually shopping for good eats with no intent to play. The rat decides to take the chicken to meet the monkey, and it seems like she's getting a taste of her own medicine as the monkey is still serious about finding a peaceful resolution for the Juni Taisen. The chicken isn't used to receiving such kindness and trust as she slowly begins to let her guard down. She really wants to kill the monkey, but for whatever reason, her moral consciousness doesn't let her. Maybe it's got something to do with the monkey's ability, but she ends up leaving them alive and dips out. She's questioning her entire existence as the monkey's compassion is weighing heavy on her heart. She ends up running into the ox, and when he questions her about having allies, she takes up a defensive stance instinctively. The monkey don't talk no jutsu there. The ox kinda reminds me of Byakuya in the way he acts. Let the squabble commence, if I can even call it that. Roadman breathing. Second form. Why you're running, bruv? Yeah, nah. The first person POV is diabolical, hit it with a British greeting. We learn some more background lore about Monkey, and she was out here training in the Himalayan mountains like Son Wukong under the tutelage of actual talking monkeys. What in the Naruto Sage Mode training is even going on right now? She's making a vow that she wants to use her strength and skill to help others by ending wars, conflict and suffering. Like she's literally known to have ended countless of wars. That's when the rat ends up providing a counter argument and explains that even though she's been saving everyone, her ideals are flawed flawed and illogical, as by saving everyone, she's also saving those that maybe aren't meant to be saved. There are a lot of evil people out there, like she was even ready to team up with that sociopath male stripper rabbit. We even see that she once negotiated a peace treaty between two countries, and the moment she left, not even 2 weeks later, they were already back to killing and murdering each other. So the rat explains with how strong the monkey is, she could have easily used force to end the war herself, but chose not to. So I do see both sides of the argument. Monkey probably feels like she is not entitled to decide what's right and wrong. That's when they get ambushed by some dead birds, and turns out because the boar killed the birds, by extension, the birds were killed by the necromancer, making them under his control. The rabbit is really a threat to the nation. The snake tries to sneak the monkey, but he gets judo tossed before they get forced into the 2v2. But before we can watch them slug it out, it turns out the collector over here is actually running a Squid Games level operation with VIP guests, putting together 6-leg parlays on who's going to win the tournament. And is that Tsunade? As it stands, the ox and the rabbit are favorites to win, but monkey is looking like a dark horse. We cut over to the sheep and we find out that he actually won a Juni Taisen previously. He's honestly not even a bad person. He used explosive to his advantage, setting up clever traps and using weapons. He kinda looked like the granny from Scissor 7. His wish was to peacefully grow into an old man and live a happy life. His wish ended up coming true, but sadly, they got invited to yet another Juni Taisen, and this time it was his grandchild that was supposed to go, but he went in her place instead. W-mans. We return to the monkey and the rat versus the rabbit and the snake. Snake hits the jets and rat chases after him, so rabbit calls the ISO with monkey. She tries to use her Toho no Jutsu, but this is King Von's disciple, he just wants to box. Bro's even confused as to what she's yapping about. Is this man even human at this point?
Niggas think I'm fighting to save the day. But really, nigga, I just like to fight. I don't care about none of that shit.
They continue to go hit for hit while Monkey parries all his attacks like a true Sekiro player before Rabbit summons all the dead birds to fight Monkey. Whilst this is happening, Rat was chasing Snake, but Snake uses his flamethrower to try and catch Rat lacking, chasing him all the way into the building. Rat's really getting full court pressed by a headless body. Sheep also begins to make his move after we find out that he has an Oppenheimer level bomb that could one-tap almost every single member of the Juni Taisen if used in the right place. He tries to sneak up on Tiger, but she instantly spotted him, and my aura scouter is telling me she's going to be a problem. And you know, is it ever explained why almost all the females are wearing preposterous costumes? Anime will always ensure to accommodate to the gooners. Tiger is a drunken fist user coming like Rock Lee. She gets up and calls the ISO standing on all fours, double cheeked up. You know, I know what I said earlier, but hey, I just might have to rethink my...
Damn, you fine as hell. Hey yo, think I can get you?
Are you serious, my brother?
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Tiger and Sheep get ready to squabble, and holy speed blitz. Nah, I need an instant replay. What am I seeing, bruh? Nah, she's moving like that one tiger from Madagascar. She was doing all this yapping just to get half his soul snatched by Shoyo Hinata. This is really the last thing Luna Snow sees on Marvel Rivals before getting sent back to the lobby by a lore-accurate Black Panther. GG is all I can say. We finally get back to Rabbit and Monkey, and she's out here looking hella disappointed in Rabbit. And if there's one thing I hate about characters, it's the holding back gimmick. Characters like Goku, Invincible, and Spider-Man do it too much. Like, bro, just take him out and keep it moving. He's beating on your entire family, and you're out here talking about, I don't want to hurt him. Bro, what? Rabbit tries to skedaddle, but she chases him, dodging and weaving all the hits. She gets him behind and tries to immobilize him, just to get hit with a perfect form double thrust blade to the chest. Not gonna lie, this is your own fault. Could have all been avoided if you'd killed the psychopath Mr. Olympia cosplayer. On a real though, what is his workout routine like, bro? Put me on. We cut over to the horse who managed to escape from the ox, and bro is terrified. Imagine boxing someone and realizing you're so outclassed, you lock yourself in a vault and forfeit the match. This is exactly what happened to No from Hunter x Hunter. I don't know if anyone remembers, but he was talking crazy to Gon and Killua just to look like these after sensing the Chimera Ant's aura. We found out a little bit of his backstory, and somehow the most person in the entire Juni Taisen is basically just a Jack Harmer from Baki. He used to fight in the army, and after almost dying, he started taking all sorts of steroids and partaking in body enhancements to become the demon that he is today. I kinda respect his grind and dedication. He was going to wait out the 12 hours in the hopes that everyone would die because he thinks all his experimenting might have made him like immune to the poison, and that's when the rat sneaks in and starts playing Clash of Clans next to the horse was trying to avoid Snake. And I'm gonna be honest, I hate people like this. He's blowing up the spot. You know when you used to play hide and seek and you got yourself a banger hiding spot, I'm talking an elite hiding spot, just for your brain dead homie to join you in the same hiding spot 2 minutes later, causing both of you to get caught. And I say that because the next scene is just Snake burning down the entire building, turning this man horse into doner kebab. Rat is really moving like a rat. We end up learning some background lore about Dragon and Snake, and they are the warrior twins who were basically raised together and mainly just kill for money, and then give away all the money on some Robin Hood timing, and then go and kill people for more money. Like how even one time they gave money to the people in need and then it got hired to kill the same people that they gave money to earlier, and still did it anyways. If anything, they kind of remind me of the Mauler twins from Invincible. Turns out the rabbit baited the Snake by pretending to be a bartender and caught him lacking, and his biological twin brother just called him a bum for getting smoked and kept it moving. And the funniest thing about all this is that he keeps trying to deny it wasn't him who did it. Like, bro, we see you.
It wasn't me. Don't you dare say it was me. You can't just accuse people of murder with no evidence.
Tiger ends up running into Snake, who tries to hit her with a flamethrower. She goes into her striking pose before pulling off the nastiest speed blitz I have ever seen since Luffy vs Rob Lucci round 2. They really zoomed in on her left butt cheek and then transitioned into his arm getting snatched. She might be on par with the Ox. Tiger took his arm and his flamethrower just for the Ox to pull up and take his other hand too. Left him on the floor looking like a chicken nugget. That's rough. Tiger seems to be genuinely upset at seeing the Ox, and it seems like they've got some kind of history. But before they can squabble, this Hall of Fame hustler Snake uses his severed arms to choke both of them out. The Ox and Tiger are forced to work together, which causes the Ox to use his blade to ignite the alcohol and set him on fire. All whilst Dragon is in creative mode flying above the city like Satoru Gojo. Like, what even is this power system? Ox and Tiger continue their alliance, but as we cut to Monkey, she starts looking around like Daredevil, talking about some "I see you" as she stares up into the sky and launches Snake's head towards his brother and gives the nastiest alley-oop to Rabbit, sending bro flying like 40 stories into the air, hitting Dragon with a dismantle and cleave. All that Gojo cosplay just for bro to go out the exact same way. That's tough. This man Songjin Rabbit is really adding fighters to his collection like he's collecting the Infinity Stones. Dragon drops down and evens the odds against Ox and Tiger before we get some more background lore on Tiger. Turns out before she became an alcoholic, she was actually a student in a martial arts dojo, putting straight belt to ass. She was a warrior of justice who also vowed to use her strength for good. She ended up becoming part of like the Ira family and had to start aiding people in wars, but quickly realized it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows as she slowly becomes to terms with the fact that right and wrong and good and evil are merely concepts that hold no true meaning. The world truly is grey. It's not as easy as black and white. She ended up becoming depressed and started heavily drinking, but instead of resisting, she fully accepted her reality and became a drunken beast fighting on the battlefield, out here hitting people with real life fang over fangs. When she went back to her sensei, she got kicked out and disowned despite him being the one that sent his own daughter out onto the battlefield. Like bro, take some accountability. We return to the boxing and let the squabble commence. Tiger goes in for the slash, misses the dash and blocks the kick before weaving the roundhouse, stepping back, hitting him with a bicycle kick. The Ox blocks the 6-piece combo, allowing Tiger to steal the liquid hydrogen tank and using it to freeze both of them. W battle IQ. They really got some good chemistry. Rabbit joins the battle and he is looking like he's about to tweak out. I'm expecting a Tengen Uzui versus upper 6th level fight, but they jump and turn this man into beans on toast, exploded into absolute smithereens. Rabbit really went outside. He was a top contender. No backstory, no nothing, just turned into Swiss cheese when you find out your goat is washed. It really might be time for some uncomfortable conversations. Before Ox and Tiger can run their once, we get another Tiger backstory. 2 backstories is Loki crazy. She's about to fight another squadron when Ox pulls up, annihilates this guy, deletes these 2, then tanks the C4 before speed blitzing the entire platoon including both the snipers. This guy is a certified aura farmer. He ends up trying to help Tiger out, but this dense guy thinks that Tiger is a child and doesn't realize that she's he's actually a warrior too, and that's when they randomly drop one of the best philosophical speeches I have ever seen in anime. Tiger asks Ox how he continues to do the right thing, and Ox proceeds to explain how it isn't a complicated matter. Doing the right thing simply comes from the intention of wanting to do the right thing. You don't accidentally end up doing the right thing. You can get swept up in doing the wrong things, like you can randomly catch yourself being mean or in a bad environment surrounded by bad people, but you'll never accidentally find yourself giving to charity without a conscious effort to do so. Ox further explains that righteousness can only be achieved by setting your mind in wanting to do good. If you feel like you're suffering because you keep falling into bad habits, then that shows that you are aware that you are falling into bad habits. All that needs to be changed is your mentality and your conscious effort towards wanting to change. If you apply this to self-improvement, all you have to do is make small conscious efforts to improve your current situation and act upon those positive desires. For example, going to the gym, being nicer to people, and helping those around you. Doing right is a choice, and only you yourself know what's right or wrong. The first step is being truthful with yourself. I don't know, I guess that's our hope core section for this video. I'm just happy they gave so much depth to like an otherwise hollow character. When I first heard that speech, I did as paused the episode and went straight to the gym. I'm not the only one, because Tiger really went ahead and turned around her whole life, even went and made amends with her old sensei. She sets out into the Juni Taisen in the hopes of meeting the Ox again, but when she saw him, she realized he didn't even recognize her, and not gonna lie, that ain't really his fault. That was probably a couple years ago, and on top of that, she came to the Juni Taisen, double cheeked up, dressed like a Playboy model. I wouldn't have recognized you either. You could have at least introduced yourself. Jumping to conclusions for what? Communication is key, guys, please. We return to the fight. And is that the rabbit's arm? The rabbit throws a blade and she jumps in front of the Ox, sacrificing herself for the person she looks up to the most. Turns out this man rabbit turned himself into a puppet so that he could control himself after death. Do you know how dedicated you gotta be to the game, that even in death you still want to run hands? This is Aaron the Plumber, Battle Beast, conquest level of love for the game. They turned this man into diced Maggie cubes, and all that was on his mind was running the fade. I don't even think he cares about winning the fight. I'm gonna have to put him up in the Hall of Fades. Damn bruh, it really seems like Tiger is going to die. Born to be a slice of life rom-com protagonist, but forced to partake in a battle royale. Tiger asks Ox to kill him so that she can die with honor, and this is honestly the first death that really hit home. And you can tell even Ox was a little bit like emotional. He even compares it to the young girl he met on the battlefield, not realizing it was her. Damn. As Ox is trying to figure out a strategy to take down the unkillable necromancer, this demonic music starts playing in the background as Rabbit walks towards the Ox like a real-life version of Nightmare Freddy, held together by bubblegum and duct tape. They continue to clash and Ox is still aura farming, holding one hand behind his back, parrying all his hits. Rabbit transforms into a Griever from Maze Runner and tries to pursue Ox on all fours, but he counters, dismembering all of his body parts, and just as I thought it was over, the monkey jumps out of his torso and pins him to the floor. What? But lo and behold, yet another plot twist. When I thought it was up, the man we all forgot about in the end steps out blasting that Fetty up, talking straight trash. The rat? Nah bruh. Bro pulled up after finding the sheep's Oppenheimer bomb and asked the Ox any last words before setting the bomb off, strolling away back into the sewers as he takes home the victory royale. When I was younger and first watched this, my young cranium could not fathom how he managed to clean house. I thought he was gonna be like a light Yagami, Senku Ishigami level character. I was ready to put him up in the top 5 smartest anime characters of all time. But turns out he actually has an ability that allows him to explore 100 different futures at the same time and pick the right one that would suit him most. That is so broken. This is just like a better version of Subaru's Return by Death. And on top of that, it turns out in those 100 possible futures he explored, he only survived a single one. This is some Avengers Endgame level of BS. Also, even though he has like 100 possible futures to explore, there are still possibilities where even after trying 100 different timelines, he still doesn't get the timeline that he wants. The only real downside to his power is that he still remembers the pain and what he felt during those other timelines. We end up getting a post-game interview, but honestly, I wish they went like into more detail on the other timelines. Like apparently the rabbit won majority of the other Juni Taisens, which makes sense, but I still think it would have been cool if we got like 3 or 4 OVAs where they showed some other people winning and some cool alternate timelines. Now all that's left to do is for the rat to pick his wish, and to make a long story short, he ends up stressing so much over his wish that this bum ends up wishing to forget all about the Juni Taisen. Like bruh, let me know in the comments what you would have wished for. Anyhow, that's the end of the 12th Juuni Taisen Zodiac War. I really hope you get some type of season 2. But hey, I appreciate you guys for sticking till the end, and don't worry, I haven't forgotten about Inazuma 11. I've just been extremely busy. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and follow me over on Twitch. I'm trying to reach 1k followers on there. And again, make sure to download Raid Shadow Legends from the link in my description or scan my QR code. YouTube thinks you'll like the video on screen next, and that's it from me. Peace. Oh, and follow the IG.